It's good to see you again, Senna. How have things been going since the last time we met?
Mrs. Therapist Lady, I have a brain injury. How do you think it's been going? I can't go out anywhere. None of my co-workers like me anymore. I'm never going to get back to school because I can't even read a single page. I'm a grown woman and my mom has to take care of me and my kid, who's doing so well, by the way. I think he really is advanced for his age. But I feel like I'm missing his entire childhood because I'm in appointment after appointment and I can't even cook him dinner. What kind of mom can't even cook their kid dinner? I mean, last night I burned the meatloaf.
That is not true. I made a wonderful pot roast last night.
Senna.
And they still won't let me drive, but they can't hold me back forever. It's unconstitutional. Speaking of which, did you know the day the Constitution was ratified, it was like the hottest day in like 20 years. That's because like how the sun was positioned compared to the earth. Not in school. Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, and my cat died.
That's also not true.
You don't know the truth.
She never used to be like
I
this.
have always been this way.
Okay, Senna, how has your communication been?
Oh, I think it's been fine. Sometimes I forget to listen though when people start talking.
Okay, and Mom, how do you think her communication has been?
It has not been fine. She trails off, she has no manners anymore, and she forgets what I say. It's like she has no filter. I mean, I'm worried about little Timmy picking up on the way she's acting.
Okay, so Senna, what I hear you saying is that you're frustrated. Your deficits are real, and you're working to improve your attention and your working memory and your social skills, and these things are frustrating for you. And they're really impacting your life. You want more positive interactions with your coworkers and to be able to do more for yourself, and you want to be able to be involved more in taking care of your son. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, and Senna, let's just remember to make eye contact and sit up straight. Okay. Awesome. Okay, and we can work on these things. You still have so many strengths, Senna. Other than your pragmatic issues and your social skills issues, your language is still pretty good. You have visuospatial skills, and you're fully oriented and mobile. Yes, you have your deficits, but we can use your current strengths to target those weaknesses. So we've been working on our strategies that target metacognitive strategies. Did you bring what we did last week?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So remind me what it is and how it's going to help you.
Alright, so this is a
Mnemonic.
Mnemonic. It says cloud. The C is cover unread text. The L is look at one line. The O is 1 second pause. The U is uncover another line. The D is did I understand what I read?
Okay, good, you got it. So I want you to read this out loud to me.
The weather is a common conversation for many people each day. The weather can change, time to change. It is the average temperature and conditions in a specific place over a long period of time in years, hundreds, thousands, millions of years to change. Desert may be hot and dry, but in a rainforest it is usually warm and humid, but in some often heard, and it usually refers to the process of the earth heating up, which is often called global, leads to disagreement, has experienced an ice age, warming, and everything in between. All scientists agree.
Okay, good, Senna. So what was that story about?
Climate change.
Okay, good. And let's just remember we want to make that eye contact. And how old is the Earth?
remember?
Okay, tell me specifically what areas of the Earth, their climate, the passage talked about. Okay, that's okay, Senna. You got the first two, but not you got the first one, but not the last two. Why do you think that is?
I mean, there's a lot of distractions in this room and like in my own brain. I mean, like look on the wall. Like, I mean, how am I not supposed to look at all this art? It's like the damn Louvre in here. Like, I mean, there's this thing and there's that thing. I gotta pay attention to it all. I mean, like, have y'all ever been to France? I ain't never been to France. I mean, I have a brain injury, so I'm not going to France anytime soon. But like, look at all of it. You have to pay attention to it, and I can't pay attention to this and that thing because there's a lot going on in one room, and I have to look at things that aren't this.
Okay, you're right, Senna. Those pictures are very distracting. Maybe what we can do next time is we can cover them up beforehand. So what I'm getting is that you are having trouble paying attention when you are reading. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to use our mnemonic, and you are going to cover up all but the line that you were reading. And you're going to read it one line at a time, and then move down. And then every few lines, I want you to pause and think, did I understand what I read?
Great. The weather is a common conversation for many people each day. The weather can change day to day or even from hour to hour. On the other hand, the climate in an area usually takes a long time to change. It is the average temperature and conditions in a specific place over a long period of time in years. Climate does not change day to day or even month to month, but usually takes hundreds, thousands, or millions of years to change. The climate in one place on Earth is different than another place. For example, the climate in a desert may be hot and dry, but in a rainforest it is usually warm and humid, and in some mountain areas and other places it will be cold all year long. In the world today, the words climate change is often heard, and it usually refers to the process of Earth heating up, which is often called global warming. Most people can agree on the weather, but sometimes climate change or global warming leads to disagreement. The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old, and during its life, the climate has changed quite often and has experienced an ice change, an ice age, warming.
Okay, good, Senna. Now, I was timing that, and that was about 3 minutes. So, what is this story about?
Climate change.
Good, that's right. And how old is the Earth?
4.5 billion years old.
Awesome. And which parts of the Earth did the passage specifically mention?
Mountain, desert, rainforest.
Great. I think this is a really good strategy for you, Senna. So what I want you to do next time is since you stopped reading at about 3 minutes, I want you to set a timer for 3 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, I want you to stop and think to yourself, am I still on track? If you are, great. You can reset the timer and keep going, and if you aren't, you know to stay on track.
You know, she used to be scared of timers when she was little.
Mom, I'm right here.
It was really cute.
Okay, so do you think that's something you can manage, setting the timers?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's see if we can do that. Follow your strategy again with a recipe. Now, I know last time you told me that your son Timmy, his favorite dinner is spaghetti.
His favorite toy, more like it.
So this is a recipe for spaghetti. So what are our strategies?
Oh.
And remember, so let's sit up and have our good posture and make our eye contact. Good. Okay, so what are our strategies for reading?
Oh, okay. Paper and timer.
Okay, and what else do we need to do with the paper?
Oh, we put it on each line, so right. Cloud. So we have to cover the unread text with the paper. So I'm just looking at one line, and then I wait, and then I wait. What you do? And then I just wait at the end of each line, and then when I'm to know what I just did, and then I make a new line, and then I have to remember. And I have to remember like if I just knew what I just read.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna model it for you for one step,
Okay.
since it is a different type of reading, and then I'll hand the recipe over to you.
Okay.
Okay. So I have my paper, I have my timer. Get out 1 pot, box of spaghetti, a jar of pasta sauce, and a spoon. Okay, so I need to get the things that I need to make the spaghetti. So like my spoon and my spaghetti and the pasta sauce in the pot. Okay. Now it's your turn, Senna. Have you? That's a nice sweater.
Thanks.
Where did that come from?
What do you mean?
Did you have that on earlier?
I'm wearing it the whole time.
Okay.
Alright, step 1. Get out 1 pot. Box of spaghetti. Oh, I didn't set my timer. Hold on.
Good. I like how you remembered and stopped yourself and corrected Senna.
Thank you. Okay. Alright, step 1. Get out 1 pot. Box of spaghetti. Jar of pasta sauce and a spoon. Number 2 is to turn the stove on high. Number 3 is fill pot with water halfway and put it on the burner. Four is bring water to a boil. 5 is add half of the spaghetti noodles to the hold on. Add to the water. Okay. Number 6 is turn the stove down to medium high. Number 7 is cook the noodles for 10 minutes. Number 8 is to take the noodles off the stove. Number 9 is to turn off the stove. Number 10 is to drain the water from the pot. Drain then 11 is add half of the pasta sauce to the pot and stir.
Good job, Sienna. Oh, you're so good.
Okay, great. So you read the whole spaghetti recipe. Now, yes, perfect. So I just want you can use this strategy when you're reading your books for school or if you're reading a recipe. And I just really want you to focus on using your strategies and making sure you have your timer whenever you're reading something. And then, remember we need to have our good posture and make our eye contact. There we go. So, Mom, do you think
Mrs. Bun.
Mrs. Fun, do you think that you could find some recipes at home for Senna to practice reading?
Well, I can certainly try, but nothing that uses a microwave because we know what happened last time, don't we?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so Senna, for your homework for next week, I want you to practice using your strategies while you read 2 recipes and while you read 3 pages in one of your textbook. How does that sound?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, good. And then we can talk about how it went and what you had trouble with when you come in next week.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. I will see you guys next week then.
Alright, sounds good.
Thank you.
Hey, have you heard that new song Roses by the Chainsmokers?
Boo. I remember the sweater thing.
Yes, perfect. So, again, you can use this strategy when you're reading books for school or when you're reading recipes. And I just really want you to focus on using your strategy whenever you're reading your textbooks or if you're helping out with dinner. Mom, do you think
Mrs. Bun.
Mrs. Bunn, do you think that you can help Senna find some simple recipes at home?
Oh, yes, I can try. But we cannot use a microwave because you know what happened last time.
There was one time!
Okay. So, Senna.
Sorry, good. I love your character so much.
Definitely, what is she called? The zing factor.